Alright, people, so I'm pretty fucking mad because I just did a whole fucking Periscope video on my Raw review, and normally it saves it to my fucking phone, but I did it, and of course the volume's all fucked up, so thanks Periscope. I've had so many problems with it, with that goddamn app. It's a piece of shit app, you know? I mean, so many problems with it, but that's for another day. Fight that battle on another day. I got enough problems with WWE, and let's talk about those. So my first problem is no Brock Lesnar, no fucking Brock Lesnar once again. I mean, they bring him back for one fucking week, and that's apparently enough. He's not there. You know, Michael Cole's like, oh, don't worry, Brock Lesnar's returning next week. How about this week? I want my champion there every fucking week, not just fucking 1 week. Oh, one random week. No, I want him there every week. It's the point. He's the face of the company, the star. He's supposed to be there every week. So no Brock. Then we have so to start off the show, we have Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe cutting a promo. So Roman Reigns just comes out there and just declares he's number one contender, like out of fucking nowhere. Like, oh, I'm number one contender. What are you talking about? I mean, what fantasy land are you living in when Samoa Joe won the fucking match a few weeks ago? I mean, what are you talking about? So then we get a little promo there. Reigns pretty much copies what Heyman said, about. I believe Heyman said something about him not really being Samoan or whatever the fuck. So Reigns reiterates it. It's decent coming from Reigns because he actually is Samoan, so it means more. It means something when he says it. So I like the fact that Reigns said that it was an alright little line there. So then we get a little brawl here, and Samoa Joe starts the brawl, but of course Roman Reigns has to come out on top there. So then we get the Hardys and defeating Gallows and Anderson, just a typical WWE style tag match, which is a shit match. You give it a half star out of 5. It was 7 minutes long. Then we get Balor defeating Bo Dallas in just a 3 minute and 40-second jobber match, 0 out of 5 stars. And before this, you had Elias Sampson singing a song, and then Finn Balor comes out and he just leaves. It's like what the hell? Doesn't do anything. It's like they don't really know what to do with Elijah Sampson. We're just going to trot him out there, sing a song, and then he leaves. It's like, okay, really? That's it? Then we have Rollins and Bray Wyatt cutting a promo. It was an alright little promo there, some decent back and forth, but it wasn't that long. I mean, it was pretty short. You figure in a 3-hour show they could actually, give them like 15 minutes to cut a fucking promo. So then, and also too, like, why is Bray Wyatt on the Titantron? Have him in the ring. Have him face to face in the ring. It's a better visual. I will give him credit though with Rollins jumping off the top rope during Bray Wyatt's entrance. I don't think I've ever seen that before, so that was decently cool. So yeah, it was an alright little segment. Then we have Tozawa defeating T.J. Perkins in a typical cruiserweight match here again. WWE's cruiserweight matches aren't like cruiserweight matches. They're more like WWE style matches. So I gave it 1.5 out of 5 stars. Then we have Samoa Joe defeating Roman Reigns. The match was mediocre. I mean, there were some decent spots in there. It was 15 minutes and 20 seconds long. One thing I noted is the fans started chanting "This is awesome" right after Reigns speared Samoa Joe, and then Samoa Joe got his foot on the bottom rope, so it obviously broke the cover, and the fans started chanting "This is awesome" right after that. Why are you chanting "This is awesome"? That was obviously not a good moment. I mean, it was just a regular fucking move, a spear, and then puts his foot on the bottom rope. I mean, how many times have we seen those two things happen in this company? Like, that's really your standard for awesome? So Braun Strowman ends up returning, which was pretty cool. He comes out of the back of the ambulance, which was a pretty cool visual. So I was happy to see that, and he attacks Roman Reigns, which was cool. So I was very happy about that. Cool return. So a mediocre match, but very cool to see Braun Strowman back. Then we have Miz and Dean Ambrose cutting a promo. So Miz is trying to make it up to Maurice. A little funny there when Miz said, I've been, since you made me sleep on the couch for these past few weeks, I've been spending that time making this clock. He obviously just bought it. But that was funny there. And then the Bears end up being Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas. And I said that was, it's a good moment there. I did not expect that because the backstage segment between these three guys happened so long ago because the show, takes an eternity. So that was cool though. I didn't expect that. And, it's a different angle, different direction to go to. Apparently they're going to be part of Miz's entourage now, which is an interesting little idea there. So that was it was an all right. It was a decent segment there. Then we have Cesaro and Sheamus defeating the Titus brand. It's just a short, boring match. 0 out of 5 stars. Only a 4-minute match. Then we had the Divas segment here. You had a Sasha versus Nia Jax match, which lasted 1 minute and 20 seconds because it was a DQ. And then we get just 7 Divas wrestling it out or in this giant clusterfuck of a brawl, which just represents what this Divas division is like, a clusterfuck. Because you got, like Sasha Banks, who was just in the main event 3 months ago. Now she's a jobber pretty much. And you got, and during this segment, at first you have Alexa Bliss and Emma arguing, and then a minute later they're fighting on the same side. It's like, what the fuck's going on here? Just a big clusterfuck. And then we have the main event or the last segment, whatever the hell you want to call it, with finding out who this attacker was. We figure out it's actually Big Cass himself, which was a very good segment, very well put together. So Corey Graves reveals who it is. Again, it's Big Cass, and yeah, I thought his promo too on Enzo Amore saying he was dead weight and held him back, which it was a very good promo. I very much loved that promo. I thought it was very well articulated. He didn't stutter. He got his message across, and he seemed pretty heelish there. He seemed like a bad guy, which again, good promo, good reveal. It's time to go in a new direction with these two. So I thought it was a very good promo, very good segment, very good way to end the show. I was actually, one of the only times I was actually happy, ending the show. I actually felt, hey, that was actually a decent segment to end the show there. So very good way to end the show. And overall, actually, this show was a lot better than your normal Raw. You had a heel turn there with Big Cass. You had Braun Strowman coming back. So, you had a couple of, good things on this show. So, it was actually, I wouldn't say it was a good show because, you need more than a couple good things for for a 3-hour show to be good. But still an above average, or a, better than expected show. So, there you go, people. There's your Raw review.